Tell me one thing to everybody that's watching right now. If I were to go to your house and I told you that I'm going to give away a Series X or a PS5 and all you had to do was pay in order for you to enter, and you'd ask me how many units do you have, and I'd be like, I have 10 units for both the Series X and the PS5, and you put money into it, you would have the hopes that you would win, right? Okay. So there's that 50-50 chance, or depending on what the probability of the people that paid in order to, win this thing is. And then all of a sudden, I call you and I tell you, you won the console of your choice. Obviously, you'd be excited. You'd be excited, and you would be like, holy crap, I actually won. When can I expect my prize to show up? And I tell you, well, you see, here's the thing. Maybe you didn't read the back of the ticket, but there's some terms that I specifically put in there. And, well, you won. Technically, you won. But you're not going to receive it. I'm not sending anything to you. And then you stop and you think to yourself, wait a minute, but I paid this guy $20-30 to enter this contest, and he says I won. Where's my prize? Why is he telling me that I can't have it? And then I tell you that in the back of the ticket it says that I reserve the right to turn it in or not, to give it to you if you win or when you win. But I reserve the right to decide whether or not I actually give it to you. What would you say to something like that? Oh man, I'm calling the cops. I am going to sue the shit out of this guy. Right? But in the back of the ticket I said, no, it's because you didn't read the terms. There's terms in the back of the ticket. Do you still have the ticket? You'd say, yeah, I still have the ticket. Well, read the terms. I don't have to read the terms. Why not? Because I gave you money in order to enter a contest where you said I actually won. I want my effing console. And I tell you, you can't. You can't have it. That would feel really effed up, wouldn't it? To anybody watching right now. That would feel effed up that I keep that from you. And it goes for a whole bunch of things, not just that. I mean, let's just be honest here. I mean, everybody that watches these things or plays these types of games or anything else like that, you collect stuff, pops, model cars, whatever, I don't care, whatever floats your boat. But basically, when you walk out of the store, whatever you buy, it's yours to take. You're not going to have the store manager stop you at the door and say, sir, you're going to have to leave that behind. And you stop and say, wait, why? And it's like, well, it's because there's these rules that you have to follow here at the store where you can buy your stuff, but you can't have it. And the only way that you can access it is by coming to the store. It's going to be here for you until the store shuts down or is bankrupt. But hey, until then, it's yours, but you can't take it out of the store. Where am I getting at with all of this? Okay. So right now, I'm rocking the Oni operator on the PS5. I play Call of Duty on both consoles, on PS5 as well as Series X. And there's some stuff that I noticed that I didn't like. Not just the fact that Sony's reserving rights to have exclusives and Xbox doesn't, but also I was playing with my wife today. She was on the Series X and I was on the PS5. Like I said, I have both consoles, not just the PS5. I also have the Series X. Actually, we have two Series X, not to brag or anything, but we do. We have two Series X and one PS5. And I have the Oni because I have the PlayStation Plus account. And I got this one for free, right? Okay. So when we're party chatting, she tells me she can't see me using Oni. What? I was like, what? What do you mean you can't see me using Oni? And she told me, no, I'm serious. I can't see you you're using him, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm using him right now. I'm rocking the Oni operator right now. Why? Why do you ask? And she's like, because I can't see you using it. She actually took a screenshot of it and showed it to me. And yeah, I wasn't even using Oni. On her screen, I was using one of the regular milsims. And I'm all thought to myself, oh, well, that explains why it is I've never seen anybody using Oni in multiplayer, because for some strange, odd, super fucked up reason, and it could be from either side, whether it's Microsoft or Sony, that we can't even see anybody using the Oni character for that same obvious reason that they're screwing us out of our stuff. Not just that. Most of the bundles that I've purchased in Xbox. Not PlayStation. Xbox. Now, the regular bundles that you buy with Call of Duty points, you will be seeing on both accounts, or even all three accounts if you decide to play on all three, PC, PS, or Xbox. You're going to see certain bundles show up on all three. But the ones that you will not see are the ones that you pay actual currency for. And I'm not talking Call of Duty points. I'm talking about the ones that you pay $20 for, like the 1999 ones, and it gives you like a 1,100 Call of Duty points, or depending on what it is that you buy. So I have those on the Xbox. I can't see them on my PlayStation account. I can't see them on my bundles, on my purchase bundles, like the one you saw a while ago. I can't see those. I have those, but I only have them on the Xbox. Why can't I see those on my PlayStation account also? Isn't that odd? Isn't that kind of messed up how biased both parties are, or possibly all three parties, which I sincerely doubt that PC really has any issues with that. But I mean, isn't it kind of stupid the way that Microsoft and Sony are each other's throats, down to the point where I pay for something and I can't use it on the other account just because I paid for it in a different console or company and I can't see it on this one? That's just part of it. Hold with me here. Not just the fact that you can't use Oni on the Xbox because it's a PlayStation exclusive, but also $20, certain bundles, can't see them on another console because you bought it on another console. Okay. Now, try this. I'm going to red pill you on something that has been a concern of me since 2014. I want you to go to your console or PC, whether it's PlayStation or Xbox, I don't care. There's no bias for me. And then you're going to disconnect the internet from said device, whether it's wired or Wi-Fi. And then you're going to pop in the disc or start up the digital version of it. And then it's going to ask you, unable to connect. Play offline. Yes. Hit that option. Do not reconnect. Whatever you do, do not reconnect. In order to see what I'm telling you, you cannot reconnect at all. So when you go into the main menu of the game that gives you the option to play either campaign or multiplayer, go to multiplayer. You have the option to play bots. And then, well, I guess you can go directly onto loadouts or operators. And you're not going to notice, you are going to notice, you're going to notice that your operator skins aren't there. Yep. You will notice that your operator and your weapon skins will not be there. Wait a minute, Toxic, what are you talking about? It's still there. No, it's not. When you're not connected to Activision's servers, you're not going to see any of the things you paid for. You're not going to see any bundles, and you're not going to see any season pass stuff. It's all gone. They rob you of that ability and right to fully access the game and the content you pay for. Where am I getting at with this? Not only is Activision and the 3,000 developers and 11 studios crapping out on us with everyday complaint from big-time YouTubers like DK Dynamite in...
It's because there's no slide cancellation. It's because they're not adding enough maps. It's because...
all the little bullshit stuff that they talk about, like DK Dynamite and Matters and Lego Unlocked and all those guys, all those simps for Activision. Not only is it that your concern that you're supposed to have over this, but also the fact that everything that you paid for is not there. Don't worry about the whole whether or not they've added more maps or they didn't add gun game or one in the chamber or anything like that, because apparently all of you are letting Activision decide what you like to play also. You're telling Activision, I have my butt sticking up, insert when ready. You are literally telling Activision when and where to put up your butt. Oh, no, Toxic, that's just a little too extreme, dude. No, that's not possible. Oh, no, it is possible. It is possible, and it is so evident that in the thousands, possibly even near a million of Call of Duty community members have left the game because they got tired of being screwed in the butt with by Activision. Not only these little simps for Activision saying those things, they're only saying those things so that those of you who actually watch their sorry sellout butts shut up, because that's what they do. They'll agree with you. Oh yeah, no, I heard from so-and-so guy on my comment bar saying that this and this and this, so I'll talk about it, but I'll talk about it just to shut them up, because I don't really mean it, because I'm being monetized by Activision. Don't believe me? Go to DK Dynamite's channel and look up videos where he's bragging about all the little gifts that Activision sends him. The sweaters, the dog tags, whatever it is they send him. He's a simp for those assholes. DK Dynamite's a backstabbing two-faced simp. Prove me wrong if he's not, because I know he is. They complain about the dumbest stuff that it's not entirely dumb, but at the same time, you're not all looking at the big picture here, and it's something that nobody in YouTube that talk about Call of Duty have the balls to talk about. Not even Ghost of 8. You know, the guy that wears the ski mask with the glasses and he calls himself Ghost, but he's just like wearing a Hawaiian shirt most of the time. The guy's funny, don't get me wrong. Yeah, he's hilarious, but he's not talking about the big issue here. He preferred to quit the game and go play Fortnite than actually addressing the problem. And the problem here is the fact that they decide when, where, why, and how we get access to our fully paid goods. Digital or not, it belongs to us. And guess what? If they feel that way, if they're so strongly feeling that way about screwing you out of stuff that you're complaining about, which is just beans and carrots,
It's because they're not adding new maps. They're not adding more game modes.
guess why they feel that way? Because they can get away with it, because they're already doing it with all the stuff that you pay for, because they get to decide when, where, and why, and how. They get to decide what you play, when you play it. They get to decide what game modes. You don't have a say in any of this. That's them. That's Activision. That's Sledgehammer. That's Infinity Ward. That's Treyarch. That's all of those other guys out there. They're not afraid of you, because you're not going after them to where it really counts. Theft. Utter and total and complete theft. Robbery. You're giving them hundreds of dollars worth of your money for things that you like, but they get to keep it. Basically, you're giving them money. No, I'm not. No, Toxic. I'm not giving them money. I'm getting what I paid for. Are you? Are you getting what you're paid for? because you don't even have full access to the game that you paid $70 for. You don't have full access to the game you paid $100 for when you pre-ordered it with the Vault Edition. You're not getting what you paid for when you paid for the $100+ Vault Edition, including the Vanguard bundle, and then later the Ghost Legacy pack. You're not getting your money's worth, guys. You're not. It doesn't matter, because it's just they're going to come up with another game where I'm going to get to play it. You know what? The hell with you if you think that way. The hell with you. You're the problem. But the hell with you if you actually say that. Because I've seen a lot of other YouTubers that say, I like to revisit the old games because the new one's a piece of crap. I know for a fact that most of you here like to revisit your old games. Otherwise, you wouldn't want them to make remakes of these games, because you like to revisit the old ones. Down to the point where you're all like, oh man, this game is so good, but it's only for PS2. Oh man, this game is so good, but it's only for Xbox OG. Oh man, this game is so good, I wish they would remake it and adapt it to the new gen consoles. Why? Because you like to revisit stuff, right? Okay, so it's the same with Call of Duty titles. It's the exact same thing. I still revisit Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I still revisit Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Don't get me started on 4, because it's no thanks to 4 that we have Warzone. I like to revisit Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, Infinity Warfare. I like to revisit those games, but at the same time, I also like the fact that whatever I pay for it would still be there when I want to access it and not have to be connected to their servers in order for me to get it, because most of the time these servers will close and everything that you paid for is gone. Gone. Okay? Gone. Don't believe me. Try it yourself. This is where the entire problem stems from. Everything that all of you are complaining about in Modern Warfare 2 stems from that one thing. That one issue. They're guilty of theft and robbery, and I can care less about their terms of service, because I read 5 pages of that before I was like, the hell with this. It's nothing but legal bullshit. It's all legal gibberish. Nothing actually says anything about anything in the game. It just talks about US resident rules, foreign rules, Mexican, Canadian, and wherever else. It only talks about, well, actually, it doesn't really talk about anything. You want to know what the terms of service should be, and it shouldn't even be one whole page worth. It should be less than a paragraph. Do not exploit the game by making copies and reselling them, and do not get involved with identity theft or hacking into people's profiles. That should be it. If you want to talk shit about the game, you should have the right to talk shit about the game. Bunch of Nazis won't even let you do that. You want to know the reason why why most of you are afraid of doing that? Because you are afraid of losing all the stuff you paid for, aren't you? You're afraid of losing all the bundles that you paid $20 for, aren't you? You're afraid of not being able to access the season pass content that you paid $12 for, aren't you? You're afraid. And well, you should be. Because that's abuse and that's exploitation. You're afraid of losing your things over speaking your mind of a game that you don't completely fully approve of. Because you're afraid that Activision is going to retaliate by locking you out of your account and taking all the things that you paid good money for. Prove me wrong. That's why a lot of these other people that complain about the game, they don't continue on with the game. They go somewhere else. They go to Fortnite or even that new game X Defiant, which is actually showing a lot of promise. But I'm not an X Defiant person. I'm a Call of Duty person. And I want to see this game succeed, and I want to see it live on, and I want to see it continue. I want to be able to revisit games that I like and still play without the need of internet connectivity. Because I don't think it's right that they should actually limit you toward that. I don't think it's right for any developer to limit you on what you can and can't do in a game that you fully paid for. Whether it's Mortal Kombat, Call of Duty, doesn't matter what game. Especially the ones that have online competitive themes. Not everybody likes to play against people because unfortunately we live in a world where assholes think they actually have bragging rights for using the Cronus and modding, cheating, and Activision not really doing anything about it because they're not. Yeah, sure, they came up with a video where they were talking about what's going to happen to everybody that's caught cheating, that your gun's going to disappear and you're going to get killed, or no matter how much you shoot a person, it's not going to kill them, or you drop a gun and you're open for attack. I mean, I haven't seen that kick in ever since they've talked about it, because now they're more concerned about the bugs that we have now because of the updates. I mean, do these guys even know how to code a game? Do they know coding? Because I don't think they do. It's like they add an extra element to a formula just to screw it up even more. It's like they're just guessing what to do in the game so that they can make it better, but really just worsen it. Okay? One of the things that people have been complaining about a lot, and I've seen this in Xbox, and I've seen it in the community forums for the game itself, is that a lot of people on Xbox keep saying the same thing. I don't want to play against PlayStation or PC. Can we please have the option to remove cross-platform gaming? Despite the fact that all they did back in the past was say, we need cross-platform gaming! But now all of a sudden they don't want it, and I was one of the first people that said, you don't really want to do that, but they, thank you, idiots. But there's a lot of problems with this game, and everybody knows, yeah, okay, yeah, there's modders, yeah, there's not enough stuff, yeah, okay, but guess what? Activision's not going to care. They're not going to complain. They're not going to worry about your complaints and your concerns. Why? Because the real ones that you should be concerned about, you're not paying attention to. So go ahead and continue watching your little simps, your little Lego Unlocked, and your little DK Dynamite, and whoever else is simping for Activision. Go ahead and continue watching those guys. Leave your little comments on the bottom where you think they care about your concerns and complaints, because they don't give a shit. They don't. They don't care. But you continue to do that. See how far it goes until you decide to yourself,
You know what? I'm just gonna go play another game like Fortnite or X Defiant or even Fall Guys for that matter, you know, because like I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of Activision not caring about what we all have to say.
they're not going to care because you're not going to the real problem. The core of the problem is that they are robbing you. They're robbing me. They're robbing everybody. And until no one has the balls to call them out on their bullshit, they're going to continue doing what you're all complaining about right now, which is nothing compared to what's really going on. They tell you when you get to play what you want to play. They tell you when you get to access what you pay for, when they decide you get to access what you paid for. If anybody that watches this video knows of any lawyers, since many of you probably won't have the balls to go through with it, I do, but I just don't know who to turn to. But if any of you know of any phone numbers for lawyers that deal with consumer rights, leave it in the comment bar below. Because if you're not going to do it because you're afraid of people saying, oh my god, it's just content, get over it, I care, because they're not paying for my shit. I don't live with mommy and daddy getting free handouts. I have responsibilities and obligations, and the very few dollars that I have left over to give myself just that little bit of worth the time, which is my bundles, my content, my seasons. I'm not letting Activision get away with this bullshit because it's not their money. They already had more than enough money to now be concerned about what I spend my money on. They already made billions of dollars the first day for pre-sale pre-orders. Billions worth. To actually tell me that I can't have my stuff because it's up to them? Fuck you, Activision. Fuck you, Infinity Ward. And fuck you, Sledgehammer. And fuck you, Treyarch. Fuck all of you. bunch of thieving robbers. Exploitative tyrants. Digital tyrants. Digital dictatorships. Because that's what it is. Prove me wrong if it's not true. What have they actually done for you that you would actually simp for them?
They give us free stuff.
Is it really free? And even if it is it really yours? Can you really sit there and tell me that it belongs to you?
Yes.
How so?
I get to use it.
Can you use it offline?
No.
Well, then what's the thing then?
You're just stupid, okay? You're just stupid.
Something like a true millennial. Or Generation Zer. The majority of you would rather tuck tail and run. That says a lot about who you are. You'd rather tuck tail and run.
I'm gonna go play Fortnite. I'm gonna go play X-Defiant. I'm gonna go play something else. Cause Call of Duty, they crossed the line.
That's what you all sound like. You all sound so pathetic and weak. You know how many of us there are against a few of them? You know how much money they made off of us? Do you? Do you know how much money Activision and the 11 studios and whoever else is involved made out of all of us? All of us that pre-ordered the game. All of us that pre-ordered the Vault Edition. All of us that ordered the Vault Edition with those little extras because there weren't enough people ordering the Vault Edition. You know how many of us there are? You actually think that they'd be stupid enough to challenge all of us at once if we'd actually get together and do something about it? You actually think Activision would be able to do anything against us? No, they wouldn't. They'd actually end up losing more than anything else. They'd end up being bankrupt over everybody boycotting them. So I don't know what the issue is, why there isn't enough people calling bullshit on Activision, why there's not enough people out there looking for lawyers to represent their consumer rights, because trust me on this one, we'd win. We would win. And like I said before, Activision can give us all that terms of service BS, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, it's our stuff. And they don't have any rights to it. It's our stuff. They can't say otherwise. No matter how much they try. It's our stuff. So, I don't know. If you like being fucked in the butt, if you like being effed in the A, that's on you. That's your choice. But to everybody else that was too afraid and decided to go somewhere else, or decided to get a refund, not even a full refund for the game, because it's crap, coward. That's what you are. You're a coward. You're a pussy. Sorry. It just says who you are on a grand scale. So, go ahead and try that little thing that I told you to do. And leave a comment on the bottom and tell me if I'm wrong. And if I'm right, go ahead and leave a comment on the comment bar anyways. If you agree with everything I said, please make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe, because I'm probably the only one out there calling them out on their bullshit. And I'm not going to tuck tail and run. And to Activision, if you so much as even try to lock me out of my profile, out of my account, it's all gloves off. I will go after everything that you have. I will go after your means. I will find a lawyer, and I will sue the crap out of you down to the point where you no longer exist. Where your legacy no longer exists. If you end up being bankrupt, I don't care. Because what you're doing to me, and what you're doing to millions of others, I can't continue to allow that. And I repeat myself to anybody watching, if you know of any lawyers that represent consumer rights, leave their number down below and I'll do it. I'll do the dirty work. I'll get my hands dirty and I'll call them up. They have an office here in Austin anyways. I can go after that one in particular. So go ahead. Let me do the dirty work, since you're all too scared to do it yourselves. And as far as DK Dynamite and Lego Unlocked and all those other simps, you can go fuck yourself, you bunch of sellout motherfuckers. This was Toxic.